Hello everybody. Hope everybody had a great weekend. We're back at it today. Let me see if let's see where we left off. I think we were working on, what is this? Save complex, those concurrently. Oh, this is something I was looking at before. Close this. Let me see if I have my development workbench running. I do. I believe what we're working on is the deletion of the recurring task, but the problem that I had was with the form. So the issue is issues with the form. So we have to work on removing the hook from the task form. Oops. Remove. So we need to work on these two things. So the first thing is, let's take a look at the task form. Inside of the task form, I think what I want to do is, instead of mutating the recurring tasks, I just want to fire off the creation of the recurring task. But I don't want to incur any taxation that comes from loading all the recurring tasks when the form is loading. So for that reason, I need to remove that. I need to remove that hook from here. So we can remove that. And I think we can go ahead and remove this entire thing. Obviously, there's going to be an error. And we need the recurring task based on the template ID. And for that, we are going to utilize the use recurring task by ID. Not this one right here. Let's say associated recurring task. And that gets rid of our constant need for this API call to happen. Perfect. And now if we go back to our application, if we examine the network, let's take a look at the network. So if I open this, I'm only retrieving the item from the category and the tasks. You don't see a recurring one. Now, obviously, this is not a recurring. Let's create a recurring task for Monday. Actually, before I do that, let me see if we have any recurring tasks available. Look, we have this Monday one. And if we open the Monday one, oh, let's inspect it again. Let's go to the network tab. And then when we open the Monday task, we have a call for the sessions, the categories, the recurring templates, but we're getting only one item. So you can see here that we're turning one object. What is this? And we're getting the item itself. So we're getting the sessions. We're getting the sessions for that task. We're getting the categories table. Why are we? I guess it's not a bad thing. Now, if I recall correctly, the issue that we're having is if we open a recurring task and we delete this task, that recurring task no longer exists. So when we go to network and see this is erroring out. However, I'm still getting this. I mean, the user could technically decouple it, but okay, so it looks like it attempts to do it at least 3 times. And that is because we have it sets to false. So in the form, if the recurring task is undefined, which is linked to template, this is, what is this, a boolean? Recurring template item. Let's see if we avoid looking at the loading state. Okay, let's see. Nice. Okay, so if there's an error, I don't think we have to. I don't necessarily think we need to have the loading check. But let's see if that is gonna fix our error. Awesome. So we deleted the recurring test, but the only problem that I see is that this little badge is still staying there. And the reason why that is because what this badge is looking at is for the parent ID. And if we look at the item itself, here's the parent recurring template ID. Number 10 is still there. Even though technically that task doesn't exist anymore, that value is still there. So to fix it, I think the only way to fix it is to have to go in and remove. We basically have to remove everywhere that task is associated. This is exactly what I was afraid of. All right, so let's fix that. Didn't have any other choice. So I think the way I'm going to handle this is in the API. Okay, so updated clear the recurring template. We're updating the what field? I don't think this is how batch works. Where is it? Task API. Batch. Sounds so bad to say orphan items, but it is what it is. Let's see, there's got to be a batch update. Oh, don't tell me there's not one. I think this should work. So what's happening is we're going to call the recurring task deletion API. Prior to that, we're going to get all the associated tasks where the recurring ID is equal to the recurring task ID. And then we're going to batch, get the list, and go ahead and update this to null. Fingers crossed to see if this works. Okay, so right now this is showing, but if I remove it, huh. Oh, I mean, this is gonna show this way, which is fine. I can fix that next. You can see that weekly Monday is gone now. The little badge is gone. And since that's removed, I was trying to avoid having to do that. But since that's been removed, I think we can now go on the task form. Because we don't have this template ID anymore on the task form itself. This should work now. It'll be a lot cleaner. Okay, perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to see. I wanted to be able to remove the recurring template, and as a subsequent behavior, the form should now not show it being recurring, and it should allow us to enable it becoming recurring again. All right, I think that's gonna work. The only other thing the only other thing is, how do I update that hook? The one that has the tasks in it. This might not be the most... I mean, it works, but it's not the most optimal way of going about this. The most optimal way, it's going to have to be using the mutation. The good news is that we've done something similar to this before. In the task API, let's go back to the task API. Looks like we already have a batch update. Do we have a batch update hook? Is the question. Hey, what's up? So it looks like we have the batch update option using the use update tasks. What it's doing is it receives the updated tasks and all the tasks. You need to set up your overlay to pop up on the screen. Oh, I'm using, for that I'm using, I think it's Streamlabs. So there's a plugin. Yeah, it's this right here, and then you can have a chat box. I don't know if it would work the same for consoles or not, but that's what I'm using. Okay, so for the updates, the updating of tasks, we're gonna have to use this use update tasks in the recurring dashboard. Yeah, you're welcome. Hope it works for console. I know sometimes I go on your stream and I try to message you and I think you like see it, but way later. I don't know if this would make a difference or not. Hopefully it does. Like, hopefully while you're playing the game, you can actually see somebody actually sending you a chat. Worth a shot. All right, so on the recurring dashboard, let's save this. On the recurring dashboard, what we have to do is we're gonna have to plug into the deletion. We're gonna have to have a batch update of the tasks on the handle delete function. So if we look, there should be a button. Recurring task loading. Oh, it's probably under template row. So template row is receiving on delete, which is handle delete. Handle delete runs mutate recurring tasks. We need to, however, get the tasks that we need to update and pass them through the mutate tasks. The mutate task hook. I don't have a lot of time left on the stream, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna tell AI to do it. So it needs to have the recurring dashboard. It needs to familiarize itself with the template row, which handles the delete. And the recurring task API. And use update task. Oh, we did this already. This is what we're working on now. All right, so what I needed to do is to look at the delete recurring task. So it works when we're using it through the API. I mean, it was working, but it wasn't updating our tasks. So for it to do the wrapping, it's gonna need to use so it needs to use tasks by user. It's gonna have to use this mutator hook, a mutator function rather. I think because it's using that, right? Let's go take a look just to make sure. So this recurring task is receiving all tasks. From tasks. And you can see the tasks. Being received by task home as well. And this is prop drilling galore. I'm gonna allow the prop drilling to happen for now, but that's something that needs to really be cleaned up. I don't want to obviously say I'm always right, so if there's an alternative option, I'm always open to hearing it, so, or reading it in my case, right? Because this thing's not talking back to me. So what we should see is this hook being brought into the recurring dashboard. And in the handle delete, rather than just doing the mutation, it needs to retrieve the array of children, and then it needs to mutate the tasks after removing the parent ID, right? And after it's done that removal, it should then delete the recurring tasks. Not tasks, but the task itself that's triggering the recurrence. I don't know why, but I am not a big fan of all this prop drilling. I have to admit, some of this is my fault because I kind of let AI go and I basically unleashed it to work on a good portion of this stuff, and I didn't go back and check. So now obviously I'm gonna have to do some code cleanup and make adjustments for best practices, because right now there's a lot of things that in my opinion is not best practice. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm not a big fan of it. And so I have like a certain way that I like to code, and the main reason that I have the establishment of the hooks the way I do is to make them reusable. So the concept of having to do that level of prop drilling when the ideal thing would be to just leverage the hook wherever I need it, it kind of defeats the purpose, right, of creating so many hooks that are supposed to be reusable, and that I should be able to basically use them anywhere in my code base, and I'm not doing that. Right now it's just prop drilling hell. And that's not ideal. That's exactly the data layer for the SWR cache for tasks is not being updated. That's exactly correct. All task snapshot, all task prop, and the combined active plus completed array use have task. One re-render mid function acceptable since recurring tasks is unaffected. Okay, so this should work. I don't know why it's saying that there's potential issues, yet these aren't really issues. Because if you read this, which I don't really need it to tell me this. I really just wanted it to, I guess, think about it and tell me if it saw a potential issue. Anyway, let's let it make the changes. And I think that's gonna have us wrap it up. Obviously, we're gonna test it and we're gonna do a quick review of the code. just so that it doesn't get away from us knowing what exactly is going on. I think the next thing I'm going to work on is, obviously I'm still going to do bug fixes, but I also need to look at restyling this application to make it look a little bit modern. I feel like it's still too enterprisey looking. And then, well, I mean, obviously we're targeting enterprise, but it looks like we have an error on recurring task dashboard. I believe you can also do -1. I could be wrong, but I believe you can do -1. Awesome. Yeah, I knew you could. Because the only reason I know that you can do this is because you can do the same thing when you want to clear a permission. So if you've worked with anything like Power Automate, so in Power Automate, if you ever use the SP REST, the SharePoint REST action, just know that you can always pass a -1 to lookup fields as well as people pickers, because if you have a people picker field and you want to clear it on the list item, pass a -1 as the ID and it'll clear it. So that's why I know that you can do a -1. It's still considered a number by TypeScript, JavaScript standards. But to SharePoint, because it doesn't exist, it'll just basically null it, like it'll empty it. Let's look at what other changes happened. This was changes that I made. So naturally, that's going to be correct. Never mind. I wouldn't say I'm always correct, but on that one, I feel I'm pretty confident that it's right. So we're going to use the use update tasks to bring in the task options. in the update task function. And now we're using the mutate task hook to update it and wrap the, this is exactly what I wanted to do. I didn't think to add this, but this is a good idea. Because naturally, if the orphaned items is not, there's none in the array, then there's no point in doing any kind of mutation here. Because, yeah, that's not really required. So now use recurring, revalidate on focus, retry on error. I can remove this. I don't need that. And the use update, yep, this is a correct fix. Okay, I think that looks right. We did our code review. Now we just need to do our testing. So we did our recurring task mutation code review. Oh wait, I should have finished the other one. There's a bug here. Oh wait, no, there's not a bug. It's correct, never mind. We did this as well. Now we're gonna test. Wait, add recurring task hook. Oh, we haven't done that yet. That's gonna be probably the next stream. All right, moment of truth. You can delete this. And let's go. So we don't have to create a bunch of tasks. I'm just gonna take the one I just deleted out of the recycle bin and restore it. Oh, I know what I did wrong. All right, so recurring tasks, you can see here. Hey, what's up, Slims? I'm about to log off, bro. Sorry, man. I'm literally just testing a change that I just made. All right, so you can see here that we have the recurring task and you can see the badge. So now if I go back to recurring, let me just refresh for good measure. I go to recurring task and I delete it. I should see this badge go away. And it doesn't. Okay. Why doesn't it go away? Yeah, so that should have gone away. I think the issue is with the mutation So the mutation on the recurring task dashboard under update tasks here, it's using mutate tasks, and I'm thinking that mutate tasks, well, let's look at where mutate task is coming from. All right, so mutate task is, oh, it's being passed in as a prop. Okay. And it's being brought in here. Okay, so this mutate task is not gonna work. It's not gonna update it because if we looked at the default layout, it's using, what are we using here for tasks? Here we go. Use app tasks. Oh, it's using the exact same. Okay, so I'm curious now because if I look at, didn't mean to do that. I inspect this and I look at the component. Ah, that's why. It did update it to a -1, but it didn't clear it. So the badge, we can just say on the task item, we basically need to say as long as it's greater than 0. So it needs to have an ID and it has to be greater than 0. Where is it? Recurring icon. So we need to find this in our code base. Here we go. If it's not missing and tasks, actually we can just say if task recurring ID is greater than 0, and the same thing for here, now one more test and we should be good. This new job is big on model-driven apps, so gotta learn all of that. Yeah, I mean, model-driven apps are, I think what the biggest thing you want to look at for that is data architecture, right? Because it's all data-driven, so you would have to build your database first. So you want to make sure you have all that architecture set up correctly, and then based on, it's essentially basically like saying you're creating a Power App from a SharePoint list. You create the SharePoint list, you create all the columns you think you're going to need, and then you have like a Power App generated from it. Similar concept. All right, so we got rid of the, did we get rid of the recurring task or not yet? Yeah, we did. All right, so let's get rid of this. All right, so now we have to restore this one. All right, so we go to recurring tasks, we add it. You can see that it gives you the badge that it already exists, and you can see the little icon on it. But now we're gonna delete it, and voila, it's gone. Sweet victory, we got it. All right, I'm out for today, but we made some progress. Little by little, this app's coming together. I really think that this Webpart is pretty awesome. Not to toot my own horn, but we'll go with it. I really am having a lot of fun building this thing. Let's say recurring task removal test. We completed that. And you can see that weekly on Monday is that badge is no longer there. And then next time, tomorrow, we'll work on this task. But thanks for joining me. I hope that this helps. If you ever have any questions, I'm always open to answering any questions you may have. This is my fun. That's what I enjoy doing. As I mentioned, along with any bug fixes that are coming along, I'm looking to do a revamp and a styling of this app, this SharePoint framework Webpart. I'm going to be changing the styling on it, making it a little bit more modern. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for joining me today. Catch you next time. Peace.